Go.
All right, guys, hey, listen, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna cover the Kimura, and we're gonna do it via video because there's some important details that you guys need to know. But what I love about the Kimura is it's so adaptable to so many kinds of, not just positions, but also situations as well. If we're standing right here, what I'm looking for is grabbing the wrist right here, however. So if a person's hands are up, you know, I'm just kind of playing the hand game, but once I get this position, I'm bending down just like this. This is reaching up and over. I grab my own wrist and then I turn my body, and this is the lock right here that I'm looking for. Okay, all right? Obviously from this side, just so you guys can see it from a different thing, I'm still gonna work off of this arm right here so you guys can see it. But once again, this guy could be throwing out a punch or whatever, maybe I'm blocking or whatever. I'm coming right in just like this, and I'm coming right over. But notice what I do is I grab the wrist, reach around, grab my own wrist. That's what kind of creates this lock right here, and that's really what we're looking for. So that's the Kimura lock, just standing up. We're doing it in a very, very generalized thing. Obviously, you know, we can be locked up doing the exact same thing, and if I go ahead and I get this, that's the exact same thing right here. So whether it be long range or close quarters range, this is the stand-up version. Now we have down the ground. Well, if you talk about most positions down the ground, we can work in this Kimura lock from pretty much any kind of position. The more common positions that you guys may see it, whether it be in MMA fights or whatever, first one would be guard. So if I go ahead and I'm on the ground right here, and let's say John's in my guard, all I'm gonna do in this position is just get his hands on the ground, grab the wrist, I'm gonna let go of guard, come right up, grab his wrist, and come right back to this position right here. Now, once I'm right here, whenever you're in the Kimura right here, the goal is to lift the wrist off the back, and this is where we get the tap. Good, just like that, okay? So it's not so much pulling it this way, okay, all right? It's lifting off the back right here, okay? So that's how we have from guard. If I'm on top of cross-side, so John's head's down here, maybe I'm in a top position right here. It's the exact same thing. So if I'm right here, all I'm doing is I'm working towards this position right here, grabbing the wrist, coming around, grabbing my own wrist right here, and this is the lock right here. Now from here, things are a little bit different. Why? Well, because I can't get directly right in back of his back because the ground's right there. So then what I do is I just roll a little bit away from him, and this is the lock right here, and there's the tap right there. Okay? Last thing that we're gonna go ahead and cover, just as like an example here, is what would happen if we have a gun right here. Now, if the gun's out, we're going to our disarm defense. But if someone has it carry concealed or in a holster or something like that, the second they grab that weapon right there, I go ahead and I grab the wrist. Once I grab the wrist, guess what? I do the exact same move right here. Even if they pull it out, I have immense control over this arm right now. The cool thing is, because of the lock, because of the way the person handles the gun, the barrel is pointed directly away from me, which is exactly what we want. So my point is that we can work it in with a defense against firearm. Just understand that if the gun's out and point at me, I'm moving towards a different kind of a disarm. This is not something where I would do this kind of stuff right here, okay? We're talking about if you see someone reaching for the firearm right here, it obviously could be a knife or blade of some sort, even a baton that's on the side right here. I do the exact same thing. Once my partner reaches for that gun, I'm grabbing the wrist right here. I'm reaching up and over. And then once again, I turn my body to use my body weight against them, just like this. And that's what creates that. Now from right here, I can throw in some knee strikes. If I keep on moving this, guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna blow that shoulder out, okay? So hopefully this gives you a couple different reference points when you're working with the Kimura, but it's an incredible self-defense move that you need in your arsenal. Thank you so much.